Be me. 26, degree in media studies, mornings equals scroll plus coffee. Local headline pops up. High school assistant principal under investigation after parent complaint. Big red letters across the news site, grainy photo like always. I shake my head, say out loud, he must have done something. They wouldn't run it otherwise. Say it smug, like I cracked some kind of case myself. My voice echoes in the quiet kitchen, feels righteous. Brother's already up, moving around like clockwork. Whistle hanging by the door, clipboard stacked with practice drills. Duffel bag half zipped on the floor, gym sneakers sticking out. He's the type who never skips routine, even if he's dead tired. Works late nights with his team, comes home with fast food bags, still sets alarms for morning. The kind of guy who never asks for help, just keeps grinding. When I crack my little joke about the headline, he's spreading schedules out on the counter, eyes heavy but focused. I grin, tilt my phone toward him. See? System works. Guys who screw up always get caught. He pauses mid-fold, glances at me, then shrugs. Keeps packing papers like I didn't say anything. Silence hangs heavier than I expect, like he's holding something back. I prod. What? You don't think so? He just mutters, not always that simple. He sets the clipboard down with a soft thud, jaw tight, says quietly, sometimes they just want a story. I laugh, brush it off. That's just paranoia. If you didn't do anything wrong, there's nothing to worry about. He doesn't answer, just slings the duffel over his shoulder and heads for the door. Truth is, I feel proud saying it, like I'm defending accountability, like I know better, but the way he leaves without a word sticks in the air. Funny how silence can feel louder than an argument. Later that night, I'm curled up on the couch, still scrolling. Hear the door creak open around 10 p.m. He's back from practice, still in team gear. Duffel slung low, shoes muddy from the field. Drops a cold pizza box on the counter, too tired to even heat it. Been the varsity football coach for almost a decade now. Took over the program fresh out of college. Never really left the field since. Led the team to state playoffs twice. Turned a few kids into scholarship athletes. We live in a pretty small town. Everyone knows his name. Parents shake his hand at grocery stores. He's been running varsity practices all week, on top of extra workouts for the kids trying to get scouted. Every parent knows his name. Half the town shows up on game nights. Last season, the school board gave him an award for community impact, the kind of guy who drives players home if they don't have a ride, buys cleats for kids who can't afford them, never brags, just keeps doing it quietly. I watch him from the couch, barely glance up from my phone. Late again, coach of the year? He just mutters, long day, and goes to his room. Door shuts soft, but the weight of it carries. I shrug, go back to scrolling, earbuds in. Funny how two people can live in the same house, but not hear each other at all. Next morning, still smug from yesterday, felt good winning, that little back and forth. Scroll through the night's posts, nothing new. Pour cereal, sit down, open Facebook for noise. Then I freeze. First post in my feed, varsity coach accused of inappropriate conduct with students. Tip from a parent. The school didn't name him, shared from a local sports blog, grainy photo of him cropped from the school's website. Blurred, but it's so obvious it's him, already racking up comments, moms tagging each other. Not some stranger this time. My brother? What the hell? My spoon clinks too loud against the bowl. I blurt out, what? No, this has to be a mistake. But then my mouth moves faster than my brain. They wouldn't run this if there wasn't something. Voice cracking. But I say it anyway, like reciting a script. My chest tightens, stomach flips. A sick thought crawls in. What if it's true? What if my own brother, the guy who drives kids home and buys them cleats, is actually one of those men I've cheered seeing exposed? Headlines replay in my brain. Trusted figure. Community shock. Protect the children. The words taste poisonous now that his face is attached. For one dizzy second, I can't breathe. Like the kitchen's too small for me to stand in. He comes out from the hallway, hair uncombed, still in the same sweats, pale, shaking, coffee mug trembling in his hand. Mutters, I didn't do anything. This is just a rumor. I can hear how desperate he sounds. But my reflex kicks in, say flatly, the media doesn't gamble with stories like this. You must have slipped somewhere. He stares at me, jaw locked like he wants to yell, but can't, says, do you honestly believe I could look those kids in the eye if any of this were true? I swallow, force logic through the lump in my throat. Look, the system only acts when there's something to act on. If you're innocent, it'll clear up. Half convincing him, mostly convincing myself. Phone pings on the counter. HR email. Subject line, immediate leave pending investigation. He stares at it like it's a death sentence. Puts the mug down too hard, coffee sloshes over the rim. I scroll deeper into the Facebook comments. Wow, didn't expect this from him. Another predator exposed? My stomach twists, but I still say, see? This is why accountability matters. They wouldn't post it if it wasn't true. He doesn't reply, just grips the edge of the counter, knuckles white. For the first time, I feel a flicker of doubt, but I smother it fast. Because if he's innocent, then what does that say about every other headline I cheered for? Later that day, phone rings. Number flashes, school district HR. He answers, shoulders slumped. I only hear his side. Yes, ma'am. Understood. Effective immediately. When he hangs up, he drops the phone on the counter like it burned him. Flat voice. They've put me on leave. I force a bright tone. See? That's fair. If you didn't do anything, it'll clear up. Say it quick, like I'm plugging a leak in my own brain. He just rubs his face, eyes red, like sleep hasn't touched him in days. I finally ask, okay, but what is this even about? What on earth happened? Half expecting some dark secret, half wanting him to say nothing so I can keep believing my script. He exhales, long and heavy. You remember Rachel? From years back? I blink. His ex-girlfriend, the one who never forgave him for breaking it off. He nods, bitter smile. Her kid tried out for varsity. Didn't make it. My stomach tightens, already sensing where this is going. She cornered me after cuts, he continues. Said I must have been biased, said I always had a thing for my players. His voice cracks. Next day, she files a complaint about inappropriate conduct. Silence swallows the room, just the hum of the fridge. I stare at him, brain scrambling. Jealous ex turned into headline, into HR, into Facebook wildfire. I laugh it off, too high-pitched. That's ridiculous. She can't just make something up like that. The system will sort it out. He slams a stack of rosters on the counter. That's exactly what she did. And now my name's on every screen in town. I pick up the roster, names highlighted, a few crossed out, his handwriting everywhere, meticulous. All it took was one crossed out name with the wrong last name, one grudge with history, and now he's ruined. But I can't let myself believe that, so I shake my head. If it's really nothing, then the truth will come out. Media doesn't ruin people for no reason. He stares at me like I'm speaking another language, finally mutters, "You still don't get it." The accusation is the punishment I don't respond. Just scroll my phone, forcing normalcy. A couple days later, my feed's quiet now. Almost no new posts about him. The wildfire of comments already moved on to the next scandal. I feel a rush of relief scrolling, say out loud, almost smug. See? It's already cooling down. If you were guilty, they'd still be all over it. He's at the table, staring at unopened mail like it's landmines, doesn't even look up, says, "Cooling down for you." For me, it's just starting. I frown, try to sound rational. It's just procedure. They have to pause things. Once they clear your name, you'll be back. He laughs once, bitter, no humor in it, slides a letter across the table, coffee rings smudged into the paper, but I can still read. Suspension. Extended. Samyo pending resolution. Back, he snaps. Parents won't let their kids near me. The board changed the locks. My trophies are covered up like I never existed. His voice breaking now, like he's been holding it all in. I've got nothing. I swallow, shake my head, force the same script again. But once they clear your name, he cuts me off, slams his palm down on the letter, voice sharp, almost a shout. They don't clear names. They just move on and leave you ruined. The words hang there, heavier than the silence ever was. I stare at him, heart pounding, but I still can't give ground, so I whisper, defensive, "The media doesn't ruin innocent people." He doesn't bother answering, just pushes the pile of unopened bills toward me, like proof I refuse to read. A week later, knock on the door, courier hands me a fat envelope. District letterhead in bold, feels heavy in my hands. I don't even have to open it to know it's bad news. I drop it on the table in front of him. He rips it open, jaw tightening with every line, finally tosses it across the counter, red stamp across the top. Notice of termination. Contract. Ended due to reputational risk. I pick it up, scan, words blurring, stammer, but they can't. The case isn't even finished. He lets out a bitter laugh, hollow and sharp. They don't need proof. Headlines are enough. I push back, clinging hard. Maybe it's just temporary. Maybe you can appeal. He cuts me off, voice rising. Appeal to who? The same people who just tossed me out to protect themselves? Silence stretches, then a knock on the door again. 3 of his old buddies file in, guys he's known since high school. They look uneasy, hats in hand, like they're walking into a funeral. One mutters, "Man, we're here if you need anything." This whole thing's crazy. They sit around the table, unopened beers between them. Conversation circles the same wound. So it's true? Rachel started this? One asks carefully. His jaw clenches, then he finally unloads. I dated her for a year. Thought it was serious. Then found out she was seeing someone else behind my back. He leans forward, eyes burning. When I broke it off, she swore I'd regret it. Said she'd ruin me if I ever tried to move on. His fist slams the table. Now her kid doesn't make varsity, and suddenly I'm a predator. The boys exchange glances, heavy and awkward. One mutters, "Damn, she always was like that." Another sighs. Still, once people believe it, what can you do? That line hangs in the air like a death sentence. They all avoid his eyes, sipping their beers, but not finishing them. After an hour, they stand up, clap him on the shoulder, mumble, "Hang in there," but I can see it. Even they don't want to be seen too close to him now. Door shuts, house quiet again. I grab the letter, voice thin. There's still a process, right? This can't just be it. He doesn't look at me, just stares at the empty bottles on the table, says quietly, "They already decided. I'm gone." I swallow, force words through the lump in my throat. Maybe it's just the system being cautious. Maybe they'll walk it back. He lets out a short, bitter laugh, but doesn't bother replying. Just starts boxing up old game film and trophies, like the funeral already happened. Can't sleep, end up scrolling at 2 a.m. Newsfeed stacked with the same kind of stories. Teacher under investigation, volunteer suspended after complaint, community leader accused of misconduct. All accusations, no updates, no follow-ups about being cleared, no apologies, just vanishing names. He walks in from the kitchen, glass of water in hand, mutters under his breath, "You notice how they never print the clearances?" Just the accusations I snap back automatically, like muscle memory. Not every case is the same. But my voice shakes. Words come out brittle. He just shakes his head and goes back to his room. Later that night, I catch him at the table with a stack of envelopes. Bills, red stamps across the top, one he doesn't even bother opening. He just rubs his temples, mutters something about late fees, and pushes the whole pile aside. The sight makes my chest twist, though I don't say anything. Next morning, I grab my purse, decide I'll handle groceries at least, figure it's one less thing he has to worry about, even if I can't admit why I'm doing it. Next day, grocery run. Pushing a cart down the aisle when I hear it, 2 women whispering by the produce. That's the coach's sister. Can you imagine living with him? My face burns, throat closes. I speed up, turn the corner into frozen foods, and stop dead. Rachel. Leaning on her cart, sunglasses on her head, like she owns the place. First time I've seen her face to face since all this started. Memories flash. She used to sit at our table on Sunday nights, smiling, laughing. I liked her, always took her side when they argued, thought she was ambitious, tough, a good fit for him. Never knew until later she'd cheated twice. Always spinning excuses, he broke it off after one too many fights, but I stayed friendly with her for months after. Now she's standing here, grinning like none of that history matters. She spots me instantly, smirk curling before I even open my mouth. Well, if it isn't little sis? Her voice syrupy sweet, but every word barbed. I grip the cart tighter, try to keep my voice steady. What the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this to him? She tilts her head, fake innocent. Doing what? I just told the truth. People believe me. Maybe that says more about him than me? Anger boils. My words tumble out fast. You're lying. You're ruining his life because your kid didn't make varsity. Rachel laughs, sharp and cold. Please. You think I'd go this far over a roster? He left me, remember? Said I wasn't very good enough for him. I told him I'd make him regret it. Her eyes glitter. No shame. Just triumph. My chest tightens. I spit back. So this is revenge? Destroying his career? His whole name? She shrugs, casual as if she's discussing the weather. All I did was file a complaint. Said he touched my daughter's shoulder during practice, made her uncomfortable. Told her to cry when they asked about it? Once a girl cries, everyone listens. My stomach lurches, vision blurs. You coached her to lie? I whisper. Rachel leans in close, voice low but venomous. Coached? Number. I taught her how the world works. Men like your brother always look guilty in the end. Heat rushes to my face. I step forward, nearly nose to nose with her. You're sick. You don't even care who you hurt. She snorts. Don't act surprised. You studied media. You know how it works. Once it's printed, it's real. No one remembers the retractions. My hand clenches on the cart handle so hard my knuckles ache. For a split second, I actually want to swing at her, but Rachel just smirks wider, daring me. Go ahead, she hisses. Take a swing. Let's see whose side the town takes then. Before I can move, a man's voice cuts in. Hey, enough. Another woman pulls her cart between us, eyes wide. Not here. People are watching. Rachel just laughs, tosses her hair, and saunters down the aisle like she won the whole damn war. I stand frozen, every pair of eyes in the frozen food section burning holes in my back. I shove my cart away, mutter through gritted teeth, "You'll get exposed." People will see through this, Rachel calls after me, voice dripping satisfaction. Doesn't matter. By then, he'll already be gone. I abandon half my cart just to get out of there, shaking so hard I can barely breathe, her words clawing through my head. Once a girl cries, everyone listens. In the parking lot, still rattled, fumbling with my keys, hear a voice behind me. Rough scene back there. Turn. It's one of the older men who'd been in the aisle. Retired teacher, I think. Greybeard, slow walk, grocery bag in hand. He studies me, calm but steady. What happened? Looked like you and Rachel were about to tear the place down. I swallow hard, words spilling out quicker than I mean them to. She's lying. She made it all up because she wants revenge. Said she taught her daughter to cry so people would believe it. My voice cracks on the last bit, like saying it out loud makes it real. He exhales heavy, shakes his head. Doesn't surprise me. Seen this kind of thing before, eyes on me? Serious now? You know men are killing themselves at record rates these days? This kind of thing's a big part of it. One rumor, one headline, that's all it takes. Whole life erased. I spent 30 years in schools. I've seen men cleared quietly after the front page accusation. No one prints the vindication. I flinch, hug my arms tighter around myself. I never thought dudes had it this tough. Dangerous, even. He nods, slow. That's the problem. Nobody thinks about it until it's their brother, their son, their dad. We tell boys to be strong, to keep quiet. Then when the world turns on them, they've got nowhere to go. I bite my lip, stare at the pavement. Want to argue, want to cling to my old lines about accountability, but his words stick, calm and undeniable, heavier than Rachel's venom ever was. Finally mutter. The system should sort it out, though. If he's innocent, it should clear up. The old man sighs, shakes his head again, softer this time. Fair doesn't sell papers. Once they've eaten your reputation, they don't spit it back out. I don't answer. Just grip the milk jug in my bag like it's proof I belong here, that I'm still doing something normal, walk away fast. But his words trail after me, heavier than the groceries in my arms. 1 year later, we don't live in the old place anymore. Eviction notice long gone, but red ink still flashes in my head. His case? Closed. Not cleared, not apologized for, just insufficient evidence tucked in an email nobody read. He never got back pay, never got his job back. HR portal still says, terminated, reputational risk. Lawyer told us appeals cost more than we'd ever see again. Now he works third shift at the warehouse, forearms stronger, eyes duller, sometimes sets up cones at the park, a few kids still show, no whistle, no jersey, just quiet drills like he's sneaking pieces of his old life. The town half forgets, half remembers, some parents nod, most look through him, a whisper here, a glance there. Wasn't he that guy? Question mark alone is enough to keep him branded. Rachel, new job, new haircut, same story. People shrug and say, messy, but she did what she had to. Her daughter's on JV somewhere else? No one connects the dots back to us. Brother applied to other coaching gigs, references stall. Great with kids, but optics, you know. Every phone call ends with him saying, I get it. Then he just shows up early to the warehouse instead. And me? I tell myself the same line. System works, accountability matters, because admitting otherwise means admitting I was wrong about all of it. So I sip coffee, scroll past new headlines, and think. If men can't handle the pressure, maybe that's on them. Still my brother, sure, but he brought this on himself.